And good evening, everybody. This is session 9 of our Saga Live skill development sessions. I'm Dylan Hintz.
I'm Abra Burkett.
And we're here to pump you up.
No, we're not. Not quite.
Yeah, okay, so this isn't really the real workout video, but this is our online classes for skill development in the basic techniques of the Saga Action Arts curriculum. We've been developing and teaching these for about a little bit over a year now in New York City.
Yes.
And before that, we were teaching them and designing these techniques as part of the curriculum for the DC Stunt Coalition down in, well, Washington, D.C.
Well, Maryland, technically.
Everything comes out of a mix between real martial arts, stage combat, and stunt fighting. And we combine them all together to create a fun and exciting aesthetic that you at home can practice. And if you want to be a performing artist that wants to learn combat, it's for you. And if you are a martial artist or an actual combative person of some sort, you can use these skills to start developing your performing arts side. So that's my little spiel on the beginning of this. Happy to have you all aboard tonight. And let's start having some fun.
Let's.
Abra, what do we do first?
What do we do first? We do our top-down check-in.
What's our top-down check-in?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it involves some moving your head around.
Moving your head around?
It's really up to you what you feel you need to work on or wake up in your body. We tend to like to start, again, top-down, so starting with the head, because it's the top, and just do some nice little circles.
Now, are there any specific techniques for the top-down check-in?
Yes and no. It is, again, really your call. We will go through some specific things, and if you want to follow us, you're more than welcome to. But it's based on what you need at that moment.
All right.
Is that a pop quiz?
No, it's not a pop quiz. I just want you to be able to teach everybody tonight. It can't be about me all the time, right?
I never said it was.
I gotta save my voice a little bit for later anyways.
Letting our arms come out. Nice and straight. Putting some tension into them, tension into the palms. These arm circles. And also chest and shoulders. You want to make sure that you are engaging all of that chest, shoulders, back. Getting a little bit of a squeeze in there. Go the other way around.
Whew! And open up after sitting on the computer all day editing. Ugh. And playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Alright, what's next?
What is next?
What is next?
I'm just going to go do some arm pull things.
Okay.
Why? I don't know, but I feel like it.
Well, no, I can see that if you do this right, and you're kind of moving through the hips, I'm locking down at the waist.
You can do either one.
Pulling and moving through. Again, just some natural movement style stuff. You could also think about this as like going to the grocery store, grabbing the can of the groceries off the shelf. Like doing the microwave.
Moving on.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and what I like to do sometimes, take your arms up and over to the side.
All right, I'm following along with you. If I look goofy.
Well, we all look goofy today.
Yeah.
It's our 9th session. You know what that means?
Are we like crisscrossing the frame right now?
I hope so.
Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. It's almost our fusion dance.
All right.
What's up next?
Let's get down with those knees.
You gotta get the hips first.
Do I?
Yeah.
I can go back.
Gotta get the hips. No, you go top down.
Fine.
All right.
All right.
Show me some hips.
We're gonna hula hoop those hips.
Hula hoop it. Bring it around town. All the way around town.
Oh my God! And then the other way.
Other way. All the way around the town. The other way around town. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the footage of us jumping back and forth behind each other.
We are here to entertain you folks.
Let's do those skiers real quick that I like so much.
Okay.
Shooting that butt out, bending at the knees, making sure you're looking up. Try not to look down on these.
If you can bring your chest to your knees,
great.
It's pretty awesome.
And if you can't, if this is as low as you can go, great.
Yeah.
Just stretch through those hamstrings. All right, what's up next?
I'm going to do some knee figure eights.
Knee figure eights?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so into the knees.
Into the knees.
And like making nice little tight figure eight patterns?
Yeah.
Okay. Whee! Whee! This is so much fun! It's like being on a Hot Wheels track! Woo!
Not quite. All right, no more knees.
No more knees.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. We're actually going to go backwards and forwards.
Oh, you want to do the backwards and forwards?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. And drive Brett absolutely insane right now with our banter.
Now, see, I see how you're coming up on the balls of your feet. I'm going to keep my heels on the ground.
You can do whichever
and
you
try
want.
and stretch through the ankles just a little bit.
I like to go back and forth, changing both heels off, and then balls of the feet off. Changing where I'm putting my weight. All right. Now let's do those knee circles.
Knee circles? Oh, okay. So the big hip opening,
Big
sort
hip
of knee
opening.
circle-y sort of thingies.
Yeah.
All right. And I like to combine the hip by twisting my body and opening up the hip to move the knee across my front plane. Very similar to what you would do with a frontal revers or revers frontal in our sabbats.
So what he's doing is he's out now doing a full extension with his leg.
I'm working up to it, but yeah.
Not so much of a benefit, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, I worked up. Yes.
So if you want to do that now, go ahead and let yourself extend that leg instead of having that bend to your knee.
And if you can, if you want to, you can sink down a bit and push up and through. Opening up even wider. Using the whole body. And again, if you're trying to do performing arts stuff, having that coil, boom, and opening it up is much cooler than just doing that.
Fair enough.
Load it, fire it.
Go for it, somebody attacking. But anyway.
I'm not attacking you! Yet. Alright, so I think that's about it for the top-down check-in and flow. Let's move on in today's action flow, rec flow section. We're going to be combining a couple of moves and adding some new pieces so that you can build more combos. The goal of this is to get you safe with hitting the ground and getting back up with fluidity and body mechanics. So when we last left our heroes, Abra Burkett was falling face first onto the ground. You have issues, man.
I know. I really do.
So from there, we did our break falls. As you can see, Abra can do it from standing and just jumping into place, or we can do it from falling straight forward, like a leaning tower, as it were. One of the other options that you would have later down the line would be having someone pull out your feet from under you. We don't necessarily have to do that right now. You want to do it, don't you?
I mean, if you want to.
So, for instance, if you did like this whole sort of like just play act, this kind of thing, whoop, you're going to go out like that. And now we want to create ways of getting up from that position that kind of allow us to start developing those action muscles that we would love to see from somebody trying to emulate a Jackie Chan or a Jet Li, you know, maybe somebody with a little bit of parkour skills. Again, I'm somewhat athletic. I am not at the level of either of those two legends, even in their current age. So I'm going to be doing my best, but what I want to talk about is a double leg kick through from landing in the supine position, or the prone position, I'm sorry, to landing in the supine position. So what I'm going to do is Abra's going to pull out my feet.
Both of them?
Sure, why not? Ah! I totally preempted that.
Yeah, you did.
Next time, just pull harder, it's fine.
Okay.
I land on the ground. I'm going to give myself a little bit push up, like we're about to go into our sprawl, and then I'm going to tuck my legs and then jump through the rest of the way. It's going to be easier if you do this as one continuous motion, but you're going to need to time yourself to go onto your back. So I kick through, and I go to my back. Again, I'm tucking my chin. My legs are extended. I kind of rubbed into the mat, so it was a little hard for me to get all that slip that I would have liked. But that's me going from my fall down position in prone to pushing up and kicking through. So as you can see right there with a little bit of pop-up, I was able to transition all the way to my supine position. So Abra, why don't you give that a couple of tries?
You're definitely better at the kick through than I am.
I'm just doing what I can do to help with what I can help with and say things that don't make sense. Alright, so Abra's down on the ground, she pops herself up, and as soon as she's ready, she kicks through. Now what you see is she kind of did a little modification for herself.
I did.
Go back and do it on the other side so that you can show that modification. She kind of kicked through one leg and lifted up an arm, so it was almost like a tactical get-up, but in reverse.
I'm like swinging through because for whatever reason, I personally have mobility issues with that. See, I can't even do it. So.
I think it's just the pulling through of the hips.
Might be.
So if I'm down and I pop up and I pull through, I'm landing right to my back. And just make sure to take care of your hands. They might pop up a little bit I don't necessarily recommend doing this one for starters on concrete or wood.
Nope.
But it's going to be a little fun technique to play with. So what we're going to do to build this one up, Abra's going to do 5 at her level. I'm going to do 5 at my level. And we'll just use that to kind of break our sweat to begin the class today. So Abra, you do 5. Or do you want to do 1, I do 1, you do 1, I do 1?
How about let's just do 5 and 5.
Let's just do 5 and 5.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
let's see what you got.
I'm
So
gonna
fall on the ground, front break fall, boom, kick through. 1.
Just do the kick through?
Yep. Come back in 2. Kick through. Maybe I'll spot the mat for you.
Appreciate it.
Great. And 3.
I'm not gonna kick you.
Don't kick me in the face. Almost kicked me in the face.
I knew
No,
it.
you're fine. Go for it. You got this. Keep aiming to try and get both feet through if you can. Try penciling them together a bit. That was 3. Go again. I'm going to move my head out of the way. Boom. Nice fall. You got this. You got this. There you go. Kick through.
Yeah, I can't do it without lifting my head up.
That's 4. You almost got it.
Something I will work on, not on camera, probably.
You gotta just treat it like a swing set would be my kind of recommendation.
Like a swing set?
Yeah, like a swing set, like you kick when you're swinging. Almost there. Alright, so now it's time for my 5, right?
Yes.
So why don't you hold this side of the mat?
You want me to hold?
Hold that side of the mat.
Yeah.
And I'll try not to kick you in the face.
Sounds good.
I fall down. 1. I fall down. 2.
Nice.
Thank you. I fall down. 3. I fall down. 4.
Remember, turn your head.
Yes, ma'am. And I fall down.
There it is.
And 5. Again, notice how when I kick through, I tuck my chin. Now the next move that we want to work on, we're going to add to this combo, is we're going to do a rolling get-up.
Yes, a rolling get-up.
So Abra said that she's been practicing these alongside Kellen Malad's videos from
Yes.
MoveNat, Movement Parallels Life.
Also, Kat Moosney has done these a lot too.
Well, she's also a MoveNatter, right?
She is. She also was doing them before.
Which
that.
means that I also know them too, because I have my MoveNat certification.
But also, other people who have not done MoveNat have probably done this too. Anyway.
Which means you can do it too.
Yes. Want me to just break it down from there?
Sure. Feel free to break it down from going into the back fall, for instance.
All right.
So let's say you were just coming into a back fall like we were doing before. It doesn't have to be a big one, but you just slap down and roll. Great. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tuck yourself in and get to your feet. Abra, you explain the rest of the way.
All right, so it's, again, helpful with momentum. Basically, you want to shoot your feet forward and think about landing on your feet.
Now, which part of the foot do you want to land on, the heels or the balls of the feet?
Honestly, kind of both.
I would say you want to focus on rolling to the heel.
The heels.
If the ball of the foot makes contact first, it's going to be hard to get your knee around it.
I try to aim. You try to aim for kind of hitting the full foot, but usually yes, it's gonna start a little bit more on the heel.
And I would say like the main reason for this is because you need to get your feet directly under you in order to get up. If you roll through this one and your feet are all the way out here, whether it's on the heel or somehow you get the balls of the feet out here, it's not going to be under your center, so you're not going to be able to get it under you. So you have to roll and tuck it under you in order to get up.
I will say sometimes, and this is totally fine, and we've gone through this before, sometimes when you do it, you might not have enough momentum, or you're not as balanced when you get up, and you're not as stable, and that's okay. You can come up, and you have to take that step back to get used to it.
Can you use a hand to get up if you need to?
You also can use a hand to get up.
And we're talking progressions here. The ultimate form of the technique, you want to be able to not have to use your hands, but if you need to do it like an assisted get up of some kind, like a tripod
if you want
or
to
tactical.
Do a tripod or a tactical get up to get yourself into that position and get yourself used to the move. Please do that.
So what we're focusing on is we're going from the back roll, sending our feet up, kind of hinging them back in, and creating that momentum so that you can go from being on your back to being on your feet. So you do 5, I do 5.
Okay.
Let's bust this out real fast. Ready? You're going from a back fall for now.
Oh.
Yeah, 5 reps shouldn't take us too long.
Okay,
Ready?
we're not
Go.
connecting them. Okay, we're not connecting them.
1. This one's easier to connect. Go, go, go. 2. Good back falls. I'll try and spot you for a bit. 3. I'm not going to hit that hard.
And that one I have to take a step back.
4.
Because I'm like, the momentum
Very
is just not
nice.
there.
And one more. Awesome. and 5. All right, my turn. I'm probably not going to hit the ground as hard, but I'm definitely going to try and get up to my feet. So, 1, 2. I'm tucking from my core rather than throwing my feet as hard. Just trying to get my head up over my knees and facing forward. 4 and 5. Notice how my feet come together. They're not apart like this. It's going to make it a little bit harder to kind of come over your center.
Notice also we're coming up, sticking our arms out.
Right. If you put your arms behind you, that's about 30 pounds of weight or 60 of pure muscle behind you, and it's going to hold you back from getting up.
Yes.
So the last thing that we want to do is we want to combine both of these moves into a single combo, starting with the front break fall, going to the kick out, going to the back fall, going to the get up. Abra, you do 5, I'll do 5.
All right, sounds good.
I'll try and secure the mat for you. Stunts, ready, and go. 1. Good. All right, hurry, hurry, hurry. 2. Very nice. All right. Keep going. 3.
Yep, I'm doing my modification.
Hey, do what you gotta do. You'll work on it in your own time and make it better. 4. Much better. And 1 more. 5. Keep going. Finish it off. Nice. And there we are. All right, my turn. You hold that mat. I'm going to go and we're going to finish up our rec flow series. So, bang! 1.
Nice.
Bang! Tuck.
Great.
2. 3. 4.
And that's 5.
I wanted to try and do a kip up, but it's been a while. And 5. So as you can see, this is also a great training methodology that I need to work on a bit more if you want to start practicing getting into your kip ups. All right, so that's it for our action flow series tonight. Show us those combos if you can. Send us a video. Tag us on Instagram. We'd love to see you try them out.
And you should have gone, if you're doing both of our reps, you should have gone about 30 reps of...
30 reps. That's core, that's legs, that's arms, it's everything.
Yep.
Get you in stunt shape. So, let's take up the blue. Just throw this out of the way. So back into our striking arts, we're going to be finishing up S series very shortly. This would be level 1, the Saga Strike series, if you want to call it something specific. I literally just decided to call it the Triple S series because I'm obsessed with Devil May Cry. And I want to get those Triple S rankings. Abra is going to actually, you're going to stand on this side today, and you're going to feed me the defenses.
If you do the defenses.
Yeah, so
1.
Jab, rear kick.
2.
Cross, lead kick.
3.
Rear kick, jab.
4.
Lead kick, cross.
5.
Jab,
My bad. 5.
jab, lead kick.
6.
Cross, rear kick.
7.
Lead kick, jab. Let's bring you out of the corner.
Yep.
Feel free, if you're the one defending, you
Circle.
control the space.
Circle, circle.
So you got to provide the target for the attacker. When you call a number, they go.
8.
8 is rear kick, hook, cross.
9.
Lead kick, cross, hook. All right, walk me through that one more time for our review, and then we're going to go into our exchange series.
1.
Jab, rear kick.
2.
Cross, lead kick.
3.
Rear kick, jab.
4.
Lead kick, cross.
5.
Jab, lead kick.
Don't know why. 5.
Jab, lead kick.
6.
Cross, rear kick.
7.
Lead kick, jab.
8.
Rear kick, hook, cross.
9.
Lead kick, cross, hook. Again, you can follow along with us at home as we go through reps like this, but we just wanted to review it. Hopefully everybody's got 1 through 9 down on both sides. With that said, Abra and I are now going to lead all the way up through number 7 in exchange. So we'll review 1 through 4,
Yep.
and then we'll add 5, 6, 7. So basically you're going to be doubling your reps, because after every attack that you throw, you're going to throw the defense. So in this case, if we were to do number 1,
Throw a defense. Yes.
I'm going to throw my defense. I'm throwing it. Because there's no such thing as defense in Jeet Kune Do.
1.
Jab, rear kick, parry, block, or catch block.
Parry, or catch
Catch parry.
Yeah. Again, or 2.
2.
2.
Cross, lead kick,
Cross.
parry, block.
3.
So they're following along with me, so I'll call out all 4, okay? All right, 3 is rear kick, jab.
And I go rear kick, jab.
In which case I block and I catch.
You block and you catch.
So I'm going to call it out 4.
Okay.
Just so that they can get the sense of it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And lastly,
4.
4, lead kick, cross,
And I go.
block, parry. There we go. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Let's go 1 through 4 one more time. So everybody's caught up on how we like to use the language. So I'm doing all 4 pieces and I'm counting them as my reps. I'm not just going off of her attack. I'm thinking that it's all part of this combo for me. So when Abra throws 1, I parry and I block. So, or I catch and I block. You're saying the thing, but it's going to make no difference really what you say because you're just intercepting the attack with a defense.
Yes.
So she calls the number.
1.
I fire my jab, I fire my rear kick. I catch, I block. She calls the number.
2.
I cross, I lead kick. I parry, I block. She calls the number.
3.
I rear kick, I jab. I block, I catch. She calls the number.
4.
I lead kick, I cross, I block, and I parry. And we stay in motion the whole time.
These are counters.
They're counters, but, well, they're blocks that lead. Oh, well, you're throwing a counter to my attack, and
Yes.
I'm blocking based off of your count.
And then once you do ramp it up a bit, you want to think about them when you're not calling out the numbers, just kind of going.
Right. We want to stay connected the whole way through. So if we were to do 1 through 4 without calling out anything except maybe the number, check this out. Now you just piece it all together as one combination. So when she calls the number,
1. 2.
and then 2,
3.
and then 3,
Wait, that.
it's okay. Do it again.
3. 4. 4. We got a little bit mixed up there, but you know.
And again, but that's part of how we like to train it, is that if you mess it up, you don't move on. You just call the number out and out and out again until you get it right, or at least close enough to right that you feel like it's good to move on. So, number 5. Everybody's going to know how to do these by now. We're just going to talk about the movement associated with them because the moves, the defenses, and the blocks have not changed. So if Abra calls out 5, I'm still throwing my jab and my lead kick, and she's still throwing her catch and her parry. So when she throws it back at me, I catch and I parry. What's really cool about 5, stand back just a little bit. 5 is a really driving attack. I've got to launch into it, and she's got to launch right back at me. So what you'll notice is that our movement really changes. So she calls 5.
5.
And we're almost penduluming back and forth with each other. So if we go to number 6, that one becomes very different because of the type of kick and the type of punch coming off the reverse angle. She calls it out.
6.
I throw my cross and I throw my rear kick. She's moving on a little bit more of a circle, and I'm moving on a little bit more of a circle. So it becomes a little bit tighter. So she calls it again.
6.
Cross, rear kick, cross, rear kick. So at this point, I'm really tightly matched with her. So I've got to move out a distance by going to the side. Savate works on the circle, so it's definitely present in number 6. Finally, we're just going to rush right into number 7. There's no reason not to. You guys know what these moves are. Try and pick up on the distance that we're playing with. She calls it out.
7.
I leap into it with my kick. She comes back, and I got to move away. No different than 5. It's just bottom to top rather than top to bottom. So she calls it out.
6 or 7.
I skip in, and I drop that hammer. She comes in, and she drops hers. When doing 7, this is going to become very critical if you want to connect these moves. When I throw that lead kick, I don't want to put it down already turned. I want to make sure that when it comes down, I put it down slightly pointed towards my opponent so that I can turn my hip for my jab. So especially when I'm chasing Abra down, I could be coming boom and really chase her all the way across the room with just 2 moves. especially because I'm way taller than her. But she could do it to me as well. So she goes for 7, and I've got to move way out of distance in order to secure that range. So when we do that together, she calls it out. I saw you try and throw that punch first, but I paid attention to my partner and I didn't drop my guard, so I was still able to protect myself. That was cool. That was a cool moment. It almost felt like a feint.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
When you start building up these combinations, that's the kind of things that'll come out, and it's really cool. You will not drop choreography if you train for reality. You might block something that isn't there, but at least you're still going to be in the fight. You might react to something that seems like a feint, but you'll give them time to catch up without having egg on your face. Because I was like, where's she coming from? I'm going to look at that clip and play it back and make sure I know what I'm talking about. We're going to wrap up real quick. We're going to go 1 through 7 with exchanges, all the way through, exactly as we were just doing it. Let's take it a little slow so the audience at home can follow along.
Sounds good. 1.
Jab, rear kick, catch, block.
2.
Cross, lead kick, parry, block.
3.
Rear kick, jab, block, catch.
4.
Lead kick, cross, block, parry.
5.
Jab, kick, block, and catch. Let's do that one again.
Yep. 5.
Jab, lead kick, catch, block.
6.
Rear kick, cross. No. Oops, that's the wrong 8. 6. Cross, rear kick, parry, block.
7.
Yep. Lead kick, jab, block, catch. And those are the sequences. We'll go through it one more time, and then we'll wrap up the S series for tonight. Ready?
1.
Jab, rear kick, catch, block.
2.
Cross, lead kick, parry, block.
3.
Rear kick, jab, block, catch.
4.
Lead kick, cross, parry, block.
Sorry.
That was 2 to 4.
That was
4 to 2.
That was 2.
Let's go one more time.
4.
So, lead kick, cross, block, parry.
Just want to hit you, I guess.
That's okay.
5.
And see, I'm picking it up no matter what.
5.
5. Jab, lead kick, catch, block.
6.
Cross, rear kick, parry, block.
7.
Lead kick, jab, block, catch. 7 one more time.
7 one more time.
Ready?
Go.
Lead kick, jab, block, catch.
I want to throw my crosses tonight for some reason.
Logan has a question.
Yes, Logan.
Logan, you have a question.
Is there any reason that you couldn't pivot the rear foot for 7 as opposed to a lead foot when throwing the jab?
No, you absolutely could, especially if we were to ask Lubomir. Lubomir is all about pivoting the back foot. I don't have a problem with that. What I like to do, though, is when I'm training my people, I like to think that the stability is going to be in the lead weight for most people. The rear is going to be a little bit complicated for some. Because once that happens, your hips are very open, and it's going to be good because it'll empty out this leg a little bit more. You know, if you got to get down to the heel, this leg's going to be empty, but if you're on the ball of the foot, this leg's going to be full. I kind of feel weird about having this so locked and loaded when you've thrown this punch, because now I'm stuck. Because if Abra wants to counter me, if she kicks me in this leg or anything like that, I'm not athletically charged to move off. But if I throw this kick and I put it down like here, I'm still kind of focused on the ball of the foot so I can bounce back out of it.
It has more spring right there.
That isn't to say that you can't do it. I would experiment with both and let us know what you think. Maybe you figured something out about that at Trident that I don't know about. But good question, Logan. Really, you haven't upset me at all with your questions.
He's not angry.
All right, we're wrapping it up. That's it for the S series this week.
Do you want to go through it one more time?
Or this day. No, Logan doesn't get to see it again.
I want to do it once without screwing it up.
Well, then do it right the first time.
No, my brain's in a weird place today.
Our brains are all in weird places today. This is day
9.
Is this day 3 or week 4? Or what is it, Brett?
What is time?
4 weeks, 3 days.
4 weeks, 3 days. All right, I'm gonna give Abra the blue sticks tonight.
Also, hey people, if you're liking this, like it and share it.
Share it and like it.
Please.
Send it on those timelines. Send us some loves. Send us some wows.
Send us some laughs.
Send us some.
We know how funny we are.
How funny we aren't.
Anyway.
All right, we're gonna go through. Let's just do it together. So hopefully you, everybody at home, remembers how to do 1 through 7 attack, and defend for the Saga 9 double stick template. And we're just going to match our strikes for 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Abra's going to come in for 5. I block across. She's going to come in for 6. I open up. She's going to thrust in my body. I parry down for 7. And if we were to go at this angle where Abra's here and I'm here, a little bit more over that way, great. Abra comes at me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you're defending, you're doing what I'm doing. When you're attacking, you're doing what she's doing. So if I came over here and she stood over there, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pick whichever side you want to play with and play with it.
Play with both.
Play with both. Right now we're just going to go through all that. So Abra, how about we do it this way? You attack for 7, I attack for 7.
Okay.
And we'll just send this back and forth a couple of times and let you all see it and just work through the cuts on your own. If you want to add footwork, if you want to change it up from offense to defense, be my guest. Just have fun with it. We're learning the numbers for a reason right now. And we'll give you that reason next week. All right, ready?
Yep.
And you attack. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, go again. I screwed up.
It's okay.
That's on me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know we should ignore this, but it'll drive me insane.
I will be honest with everybody. I have not done the defenses for 6 and
Well, 5
7.
has changed.
5 was up, or 5 was down. Right?
Yeah, 5
It's the cross.
is the crossover now. So if you remember, we taught it with the crossover last time.
So
if I attack, right?
Attack.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. 6, 7. If you bust up your knuckles, that's a way to learn. Ready? Abra attacks me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we agree on the lines, we're less likely to hit each other. Good job. Am I attacking you?
You're attacking me.
I'm attacking you. 1, 2, 3, 4,
That 5.
5,
Do it again. 5.
5, 6, 7. So Abra, you attack me and I'll break down 5, 6, 7 again. So from 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from 4, in which case I've ripped up like this. I've ripped open the phone book. I'm now going to push my arms in front of me. I'm not pushing them down. I'm pushing them in front of me. Then she comes up for 6. I'm just opening them out. And then 7, I'm flipping them back in.
7 makes sense to me.
7 makes a lot of sense. So do 5 and 6.
7 makes more sense to me.
You and I need to go practice on the roof a bit.
Yes, we do.
All right, let's add in the blocks for 8 and 9, which I don't know if we've even taught the attacks for 8 and 9.
No, we have not.
We have not taught the double stick attacks simultaneously for 8 and 9 yet. So, Abra's going to face this way, I'm going to face that way, and we're going to talk about it. So, Abra, if you need a refresher on this, totally cool. We haven't done the double sticks in this for a while.
I think I 8 and 9.
You think you can get 8 and 9?
I think so. Now that you're doubting me, I don't know.
7. Step back to guard. Roll it over your head. 8. Brush it back. 9. So 7, you can either whip them in, which is going to be really weird,
Yep.
or you can whip them to the outside and drive them down in order to get to 8. So the guard's going to be a bit different. I step out to 7, I drop behind me and raise them up and cut down for 8. And now I just flip my hands from behind me and cut up for 9. If you've done my morning routine, once you flip these out and you bring them up over your head and you cut down for 8, or you sit back for 8 and you punch forward for 9, it's going to be very similar to the brush floors. A little bit different, but a similar sort of hip swing, because we want to drop for 8, raise for 9, drop for 8, raise for 9, or drop for 8, push forward for 9. There's a couple of different expressions you can use for it. The lines are still vertical down and vertical up. There's another thing that you can do with it, but we'll get to that in a second. So, just you facing this way, I'm facing that way. Let's go 1 through 9.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When I drop my 8, I can go all the way to the ground, and I brush all the way up for 9. Here's where the expressions become a lot of fun. So we haven't taught these yet, and I really want to get these to our people out there, all right? Our friends or fans, whatever. We don't have fans, we have fanatics. Anyways, when I go from 7 and I pull back, in order to do my 8, these have to be up above my head, otherwise I'm going to smack myself in the face somehow. This is a really awkward way to prep for 8 because then you have to turn out. So you need to turn these out on the outside this time. By pulling them up like this, I can even lift myself up into the air a little bit and drop down. So it becomes very similar to a kind of Krav style strike.
Yeah, you said you can.
Where you're dropping both sticks, and Krav is from the Thai style. Now, I'm not really trained in that. I have a little bit under Dr. Brian Stoops, but what I've seen in that energy is this jump and land sort of feeling.
You were trained Krav with him?
Well, he gets it from Dog Brothers, and he's really good at those moves. Yeah. I watched him pull them off in the Philippines. Yeah. So, cool. Once you get that down, push your body, let those sticks hit, pull them through, push up to rise up for 9, and if you want to make it plyometric, you can do a jumping cut and hit the ceiling. You can create like your own little shoryuken and just rip through that phone book. Which again is different from 4 because in 4 we're opening up. With 9, we're pushing forward with that hip drive and jumping up. So you can get those really cool Spartacus shapes. Or those Spartacus shapes.
I was going to say, do that with 8, definitely.
You do that with 8 for the cut down. You can do it for 9 with the cut up. So now let's just finish this off with the block straight in 9. Abra thrusts 7 at me. She reaches up and over for her 8. And then she flips down and up for her 9. I just did the most basic block that you can do, which is just point the sticks, if they're swords, I do not recommend this, at each other. It's not 100% going to work. It looks okay on a stage. For sticks, if she fires at 8, I'm at least giving opposing force to both.
You're punching them.
I'm really just punching through that. And for 9, it's the same thing. I might need to move one leg back. If her arms are wider, I might need to move my arms back and just match stick for stick. The other options that I have are to cross my sticks in an X. So if Abra goes from 7, I want to make this really clear. Go back real quick. When she thrusts her 7, if I do this parry out, that loads that 8 strike.
It's actually making it much more easy.
So that's going to tell you how those wrists move out. If she was to do her 7, and I was to do that, it's probably going to work, but it's going to require an extra roll. So she fires her 7, I whip her out, she comes up, boom, I can cross my sticks at the top to protect myself, and then I can like open up into parallel ones or something. Go to 7, block them out, create that X, she pulls through for her 9, boom. Now here's the key difference. Can you stand over there for a second? When she fires her 7, I'm opening up. When she fires her 8, I'm closing. And then when she fires her 9, I'm opening back out. So that open, close, open is very much like Abecedario from the Unisana Academy as taught to me by Guru Dr. Brian Stoops.
And technically JB.
And technically JB, although I didn't learn Abecedario that much from him in that way. But what we're trying to do with that is with the simultaneous strikes, we're trying to give people a way that when she thrusts her 7 at me, I can block, and create those cool action shapes at the end of it. So when she throws that 8, I'm covering, and if she throws that 9, I can move off the line, I can create that expression, and what we get is this really cool clash of vertical and horizontal. So she does her 9, her sticks just went up, mine went to the outside. So we just create nice little lines going all over the place, and if you want to imagine like those big anime video games, sort of laser lines through the air following swordplay, it can just look really gorgeous to show just how these weapons are clashing, and just if you get the right shimmer on it, they're dancing all over the place. I'm being very poetic right now. But if we were to do this with swords, it would look even cooler. We're just sticking with sticks for the moment because it's a great basic training tool. And honestly, before you start playing with a sword, you want to just get your mechanics down, and a stick is just a great way to do that. Not that a sword isn't as well,
Especially with the edge.
but these are also cheaper and more affordable and easier to find. So that's going to be it for our Saga 9 Weapons Template series tonight. Series, session, chapter.
Moving on.
I'm just going to call these chapters from now on.
Chapter.
Chapter 3. The Saga 9 Weapons Series Double Stick Simultaneous Template. And Brett wants to kill me, so we're moving on.
While you're waxing poetic over there.
Trying to do my best Morgan Freeman.
That's not Morgan Freeman.
Alright, Daniel Craig from Knives Out.
I haven't seen Knives Out.
You haven't?
No.
Oh. Yeah.
I'd like to.
His accent's distracting.
I've heard that.
Alright, Brett is really not happy with us. Alright, for tonight's CQC section, what we really... Chapter 5, CQC.
But if that was chapter 3, how was
I was wrong on the count before. It was chapter 4. And okay, so for CQC, what we're going to do is we're going to combine a lot of little elements of some of the bigger things we've been doing. So we're going to build a 4-hit combo that pulls every one of your 4 limbs into a series. And it's very ret set in that way, I would suppose. Because you're marching along and you're constantly changing
continuous motion.
Continuous motion. That's a Krav term, right?
Yes.
And what's the term?
Rexev.
And who'd you learn it from?
I mean, technically I learned it before this, but I really learned it at Silverback Academy with Sean Stootman.
Abra, just keep explaining Retsev to people.
Continuous motion, continuous combat, just kind of wanting it to be a flow. When you are countering somebody, and the idea with Krav too is that you're only defensive for like the first move, and then you're just continuously offensive.
So what really makes this kind of pattern really effective, though?
It's that you're never letting up. And you're also you're usually changing your angle, you're changing the attacks low to high, high to low,
right.
That kind of thing.
So you got this level change and you've got this angle change, but you're constantly filling time and space.
Yes.
So knowing a lot of different moves and being able to connect them, regardless of the opponent's range, is going to be super duper helpful. If you just constantly throw one elbow and one knee and you're not in distance, you're going to end up missing a beat and they're going to have an opening to counter you, correct? Mm-hmm. So part of what we're going to be working on with this little combo is filling in the distance with different techniques. And we're going to pull from stuff that we've learned all the way from the S series and other CQC classes that we've done. So who's going first?
You're going to attack me, or I'm going to approach you. And you're
right. So Abra wants me to beat her up for tonight.
I'll do it afterwards. We're both going.
So Abra's going to step in, and instead of checking with my lead leg, I'm going to check in with my rear leg. I'm assuming she's already gotten into distance. She's short. I didn't see her. She just appeared. Ah! And then she came up. I'm going to tap her in the ankle with the bottom of my foot. This is an instep kick in Jeet Kune Do, or it's referred to a coup de pied bas in Savate. There's also a way to do the coup de pied bas in Savate where you kick with the toe or the instep of the foot. Well, not the instep of the foot, the top of the foot that I learned from Rob Bradstreet. But for the purpose of today's session and also working with your partner, just touch them with the bottom of your foot just to gauge their range. It's a G-Tech in a sense because it's a stopping motion and it happens almost instantly.
It's like a soccer ball kick, essentially. You're thinking about that, but you still want to
You're like passing the ball.
But in this case, for the coup, you want to give it a little bit more lean.
Do not do the old school French, oh, ha, ha, ha.
Because then y'all dropping, y'all got it.
Yeah, I mean, you can for choreography, but if you're doing it for self-defense, you need these hands up in case they just don't even feel that and they just walk through it and they start hitting you. So you need to keep that hand up and drop that foot in there. After I maintain this kick, we're going to actually do a version of 8 from the S series. We're going to do a rear kick into a rear punch. So I'm going to fire my rear kick and then my rear punch. We're going to let her cover for now, just so that we see what could happen. Because this is actually part of it. I'm going low to high. Why am I throwing my cross? Because once this leg swings back, my upper body is going to tilt and drop that hammer. If I wanted to make it an overhand, I could. Or if I wanted to make it an elbow, I could, depending on the range.
Yeah.
But I felt really comfortable throwing that cross. Because once I get that stop, I'm back out and I'm throwing something that covers that high line. I can protect myself with my shoulder. I've got this nice little spear out there with that. If it's a knife or something, great, done. You know, bop. If she doesn't know to cover that, that's going to stop her, that's going to drop her. So Abra steps in, I coup and I cross. Abra steps in, I coup and I cross. Abra steps in, I coup and I cross. Depending on my reach. If it doesn't work for Abra, if I step in and she coups and she crosses, you don't want to leave the ground completely unless you're going into straight up Superman punch.
I was thinking about it.
But you step in and you want to fire that right off of the swing. So let your foot dig into the ground and throw that punch off of that. That's it. Good. So see how it kind of connects with that line to the ground? So I step in, boom, boom. I step in, boom, boom. I step in, ow, ah. And that's kind of that implication. Now, coup de pied is a really hard move to put into choreography just because you pretty much have to be at a wide angle. Otherwise, it's a really boring tight shot of just a leg getting tapped. But if you can do this whole body sort of motion, boom, bop. Sell this one out.
Okay.
So you step in, boom, pow. Now really let me tap you a little bit. So take a step out, come at me.
Okay.
One more time, just scoop your foot. You gotta keep coming in though.
After, you want me to come in after?
You need to kind of shut it. So when I make this impact, she's got to kind of resist it a little bit, like almost pick up the foot a little bit, like it hurts. So you get that connection. So there, that one looked good. I can't wait to see the playback on that one. So now we're going to add 2 more techniques. We've just used our rear foot, we've used our rear hand, and now we're going to use our lead foot to our lead hand. So Abra steps in, I check her with the kick, I counter her with the cross. Now she's guarding up, so now I'm going to lower the weight back into my rear foot, turn over for that groin kick, whether that's coming up the line or inside, whether it's going into the groin or into the knee. Either way, I'm using my lead leg kick off of that cross.
He's loading.
I'm loading it up. As I pull this back, that comes in. So essentially, it's our number 2 from F series. This would be 6. That's 2. 6 to 2. 6.
Well, it's
2.
No, it's going to come.
If they want to build it up that way. So Abra steps in, rear kick with the coup, cross, pull back. Make sure you're covering with this line.
Yes.
For that lead kick. One more time. Coup, cross, lead kick. A nice little 3-piece combo. I'm using all sorts of different tools. And one of the advantages of that is that I can throw that coup, throw that cross, and throw that lead kick. And because I'm not staying on one piece of my appendages, I can move around the room a little bit. So Abra's going to do that to me a couple of times. I step in, rear kick, cross, lead kick. Great. She's already messed this one up a bit. Now she's moving it to the outside. Maybe she throws that coup. She throws that cross. Maybe this is now really light because I'm like, ow, 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 ow. She throws that inside kick to it. Boom, it moves me off a lot more. Always ways to play with it. But if she goes a little bit at speed, don't kill me. I step in, boom, boom, boom.
Now, also depending on your range, this kick could be a little bit different.
Yeah, but I've been assaulted with this already. Oh, I see where you're going with that, what you just did. I see what you did there. Connect in and go slow, but talk about what you want to talk about.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to move you over here so that they can see what you're kicking me with when you do it.
So you can kick with the toes and do a full-on like now-tech or Savate kick. Or,
Bop, bop.
if you want, you can come in
With that
kick with your
shin kick
shin.
into the thigh, into the knee, or into my own lower leg, and really just destroy this. Now my root's completely gone. And if I put any weight into the forward leg, she can just pretty much do whatever she wants, where I have to pretty much just fall on her, at which point she just throws me into a wall or starts kneeing me or whatever. I would have just thrown, I would have just been like, yeah, get off me. All right, I step in, boom, there you go. One more time. Excellent, and one last one. And again, if you're working with a partner and you want to be careful about this, shin guards are a good idea.
Yes. Or again, just use your toe.
Or you can throw pads in or anything like that. But Abra and I were kind of comfortable taking reps off of each other. All right, last little piece of this. I'm going to go back over here so you can see it as I do it. Abra steps in, coup de pied bas to the cross right off of that strike, pulling back into the lead kick, and then finally falling forward with either a jab or a bilgi, bugi, whatever you want to call it, a finger dart. So she steps in, rear kick, rear punch, lead kick, lead strike. So off the lead hand. She steps in, bop, 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 bop.
That was like a palm.
It was like a palm? Well, yeah, because I didn't want to break my hand. And I was going to do that as a palm strike because I can reach further. So Abra steps in, I take her out at this earliest entry that I can. If she still pursues, I close that line by throwing my foot back. I'm back to my left lead. I now pull myself off to the line and take that leg out. I drop in and get that palm strike. If I step in, rear kick.
I keep mine kick first, that's why.
Rear kick to cross, lead kick to lead hand. One more time, I step in, rear kick to cross, lead kick to lead hand. If you start working with a partner, you can start playing with defending against these. If they're going for true target, it's going to be really easy. She throws that rear kick, I scoop out, she fires that cross, I move up the line, she hits me anyways there, and I'm blocked. Like, she hit me, there wasn't anything I could do, but I still blocked the next hit.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap up with all that right now. We just wanted to show you a fun little way to integrate a couple of different pieces into one combo. You can totally do it at home. You can totally just go bop, 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 bop. And you're already working 4 different pieces of your body in a really fun rhythm and playing with different mechanics, and you're pulling from different styles. Overall, it looks the most like Jeet Kune Do.
It does.
But you can consider it coming from other things.
Yes.
The other thing that you can do, of course, is that you can always interpret one of these attacks with a different attack from a different system. If Abra steps in, I don't necessarily have to swing my foot. I can do more of a downward push, which could be a little bit more Wing Chun, or it could be a little bit more FMA. Either way, I could stomp and crush, then drop that. Or like we were saying, drop an elbow like in Muay Thai, drop an elbow like in Muay Thai, spike like in Kizi or Kanatuken, go for the knee, go for the hit, go for a form. Whatever it takes, just ret-seb that. Bleep! Shiz. Bleep! All right, so that's it for our Saga CQC for tonight. Thank you, Abra, for working through that with me and giving me a couple of bruises.
And same here.
Pop! Ow!
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that thing. And that's going to be it for the curriculum for the show. So, Abra, if you could bring the computer, camera, phone thing over here, we'll just close it out for tonight. Brett, what time are we at?
7:53.
7:53. So we're going to go for just a couple of minutes. And remember, once these videos are done, we're going to do a little edit to them, throw them on YouTube, so that you can scroll through them, check them out, try and relearn the curriculum for the next session, for the next week, or just for your own fun at your own leisure. And what do we have in terms of comments for tonight?
It's just Logan.
Just Logan. Knives Out is great. The accent is distracting, but everything else is fantastic. Logan does have a question. Do you like the CQC? I definitely like that it was broken down with the numbers from S-Series.
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Just like the Saga 9 template, the goal is to give you reliable numbers to use as feedback or to use as references for what you want to create. Brian Stoops is really, really great at doing that with his Wing Chun. He has our Academy series, which is 1 through 7, and then he puts them into so many different combinations that go from boxing to kickboxing to grappling, and he'll just like kind of pop in, oh, okay, do our Academy 1, do our Academy 3, do our Academy 5. And it's just once you start processing numbered combos like that, and you just say, okay, well, I can switch this element out and I can switch this element in, it just gives you so much to work with. So I'm glad you picked up on that, and I'm glad you enjoy that, Logan. Be creative and show me something you come up with the numbers, okay?
You take the numbers, pull them apart, or take the template and pull it apart, do whatever kind of combos you want, add what you want to it, that kind of thing.
And again, next week, we're going to be changing up how the skill development sessions work a little bit, and we'll be showing you what you can do with these types of numbers to help build some fun stuff for yourself at home. Other than that, I think that's about enough information. We had like one more eyeball jump in on the world of Sauron, but no, we just appreciate the people that dropped in and played with us tonight. Abra and I feel like we got a lot of work done for ourselves even when we do this.
Oh yeah, this is our training too.
Yeah, we don't just teach this curriculum. We love practicing it and enjoying it. Clearly, there's some pieces of it that we need to be like, yo, Abra, let's go to the roof and work a little bit more.
Yo, Dylan, there's some stuff you need to work on too.
Yeah, I know. But I promise that we developed this purely because we believe it's fun. We believe it's accessible.
Yes.
Accessible.
Yes.
And we want to be able to share it with everybody, because if you take some of the stuff that we've come up with and you just start piecing it together like little Lego blocks, you can create some cool stuff. Hopefully, once the social distancing thing is lifted, we can all get back to fighting each other with unabated fury. Just like Abra and I do all the time.
And joy.
And joy. Joy and fury. Fury and
Fury
joy.
and joy.
The fury,
Joyful
the
fury.
joy, the fear, the
Furious
the,
joy.
The
The fear and the living.
what was the one that the sorrow?
The
Fear and love. Yeah, I'm just naming the pain. The pain! I'm made of bees!
Okay, Rick.
No, this is a Metal Gear reference, but you know what? It might as well be a Rick and Morty reference. Man made out of bees. Belongs in both Rick and Morty and Metal Gear. Alright, so that's it for tonight. We did our action flow. We did our Striking Arts S series. We did our Saga 9 weapons template, this time with a double stick, and we finished off the attack and defense sides. And we even did a cool little CQC combo, which, as Logan noted, brought in some numbering systems from the S series. We are going to sign off for tonight, and just before we go, we'll let you know what tomorrow is going to be like. 9 a.m. morning routine here in this basement with me. We're going to finish up our Kung Fu stance set. We're going to go through it really nice and tight, and then we're going to get through the rest of the conditioning and hang out for a little bit. At 1 p.m.
I am back to kick all your asses. To take you through a really awesome conditioning workout.
Her hero conditioning is back up at 1 p.m. And again, as Brett likes to remind us, these are Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Not West Coast time.
Not West Coast.
East Coast time. East side.
Stop doing that.
Okay. So we're going to go back to that regular schedule tomorrow. And then on Thursday, it's going to be the morning routine at 9 and the skill development session at 7 p.m. We're going to finish out the week on Friday with both, again, morning routine and hero conditioning in the afternoon. And blah, 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 blah. Continue onwards until we all get out of our basements. And that'll be that.
Unless we don't.
If you like what we're doing, please review us on Facebook, or please like and subscribe to us on our YouTube page. YouTube channel page, source system, platform network thingy. Please find us on YouTube. We'll share the link with you once this video has been posted there. It'll be in the description for this video. And help us grow that channel. We really, really want to start drawing some attention to that because we feel like more people will be able to get their eyeballs on the training. So we've edited it, we've timestamped it, we've included full-out descriptions of what we're doing on there, and that's going to become a great little way for you to review the content wherever you go. It's a better platform for checking out long-form content than Facebook. So we really believe in helping to start funneling people over there, especially as they want to continue their education.
Thank you, Logan. It is our pleasure.
Thank you, Logan. It is our pleasure. Also, again, always be free to check us out on Instagram at saga_action_arts and tag us with hashtag
the Saga Community.
Because we want to see your awesome content. We might be doing a challenge about that in the next week or so to see what you all are up to.
And if you have a cat and can incorporate the cat into your technique work, your
Saga cats.
Please do that.
Saga cats.
Saga cats. And dogs. And dogs.
Well, an animal of some kind. Must work for Peanut.
Don't torture them.
Well, no!
Don't abuse.
No!
Do it.
Stop.
Do it safe.
All right, join us next time
And
for
we're
the skill
out.
development session with Saga Action Arts, and we'll see you there. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.